Vamping of the Nigerian Armed Forces and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Baba Jimmy Benson. Honorable members will recall that the bill was referred to the committee on Thursday, 27th of February 2020. The report is now ready for presentation. Honorable Benson, please lay your report. Or rather, present your report.
Honorable colleagues, I rise. My name is Baba Jimmy Benson. I represent the very good people of Ikorodu Federal Constituency, Lagos State. My name is Baba Jimmy on a bill for an act to provide special financial support, training, and modern security equipment for the revamping of the Nigerian Armed Forces and for related matters. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Ari Nasarawa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Respected colleagues, I remain QS Ari Mohammed Abdul Mumi, MNI QS from Nasarawa State, member representing Nasarawa Total Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise to second the motion, every moved by a colleague, I so second.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Honorable Benson, please lay your report. The fourth business of the day is presentation of report of the Committee on Legislative Library and Research and Documentation on a bill for an act to establish the National Assembly Library Trust Fund for the purpose of research, provision of library equipment and related facilities, enhance the research of legislators and staff of the National Assembly, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Gaza Jonathan Gwefui. Honorable members will recall that the bill was transferred to the committee on Tuesday, 20th of October 2020, and the report is now ready for presentation. Honorable Gaza is invited to present his report.
Right Honorable Speaker, my esteemed colleagues, my name is Gaza Jonathan Befi, and I represent the people of Karu, Kefi, Kokona Federal Constituency of Nasarawa State. I rise to move a motion that this House receive a report for a bill for an act to establish the National Assembly Library Trust Fund for the purpose of research, provision of library equipment and related facilities to enhance the research of legislators and staff of the National Assembly and related matters. I so move.
Honorable Gaza, the National Assembly Library is one of the legacies that we need to leave behind, and it's a very important bill. I've noticed that this thing was referred to you. It's been exactly a year now, 20th of October 2020. How come it's taking so long, a whole year, to present the report for something so important?
Right Honorable Speaker, I remember we're plagued by COVID among other things, and of course to get the level of technical participants for the public area among other things was quite a challenge. But most importantly was because of the COVID.
Yeah, I was just looking at the time frame. I know you've done a lot of work on this. You visited the U.S. Congress Library, right?
At my own expense.
Yes, I remember. Yes. Thanks for the sacrifice. Thanks for the sacrifice. The God will reward you abundantly.
Thank you very much.
You have a special place that is reserved in heaven for you when the time comes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And you too, Mr. Speaker.
The same way we pray for teachers that their reward is in heaven, your reward is in heaven too.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
You're welcome. Lay your report. Okay, somebody needs to second. Your face is covered. Okay, it's Chibok. 1 second.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, Ahmed Jaha Babao is my name. I represent Chibok, Damboa, and Goza Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion ably moved by Honorable Gaza. I so second.
Honorable Gaza, I noticed that the construction of the library has even started. Very well done. You relay your report. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Lay your report. Honorable Toby, you wanted to say something? You change your mind?
You can proceed.
You change your mind? Okay. Honorable colleagues, the first order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to provide for the retirement age of teachers in Nigeria and for related matters, standing in the name of the House Leader. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 9th June 2021. I now invite the leader to move that the bill be now read a second time. Deputy Leader, are you prepared to do this? It's a bill on the retirement age of teachers.
I am Comrade Peter Hyunzuje Apata MNI. I represent the great people of Akoko Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, as directed, I move that a bill for an act to provide for the retirement age of teachers in Nigeria and for related matter, HB 1381, be read for the second time. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Motion to read for the second time moved by Comrade Peter. Is Comrade Suleiman here? Aminu Suleiman is not here. I saw him a minute ago. Okay. Honorable Agusoye, please second. Comrade Agusoye, please second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Dear colleagues, my name is Honorable Prince Rotimi Agusoye, representing Koshofe Federal Constituency of Lagos. I stand to second the motion that the bill be read the second time as moved by my brother, Comrade Akpata Singh, the Deputy Leader of the House. I so second.
Honorable members, the question is that the bill will now read a second time. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. The ayes have it. Clap.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to provide for the retirement age of teachers in Nigeria and for related matters. Second reading.
Bill referred to Committee of the Whole. Second order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish the Federal University of Medicine and Medical Sciences, Abeokuta, Ogun State, and for related matters, standing in the name of the House Leader, honorable members will recall that the bill was transmitted from the Senate, seeking concurrence of the House and read the first time on Tuesday, 6 July 2021. And I invite the House Leader to move that the bill be read a second time. Deputy Leader.
The mic, please. Thank you once again, Mr. Speaker. Comrade Peter Amhiozi Partisi, MNI. I represent Akoko Edo Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I move that the bill for an act to establish the Federal University of Medicine and Medical Sciences, Abeokuta, Ogun State, and for related matters, HB 1484, be read for the second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Olumide Oshoba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My distinguished colleagues, Olumide Oshoba representing Abeokuta North, Obafemi Ode, and Odeda Federal Constituency. I'm from Ogun State. I rise to support a bill to establish the Federal University of Medicine and Medical Sciences, Abeokuta, Ogun State, and for related matters. I so move.
University of Medicine and Medical Sciences, Abeokuta, Ogun State. Anybody want to speak against this? Honorable Ataka is here. He's for it. He's for the establishment of the medical center. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, say nay. Ayes have it. Clerk.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish Federal University of Medicine and Medical Sciences, Abeokuta, Ogun State, and for related matters. Second reading.
The bill is referred to the Committee of the Whole. Third order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to provide for the legal framework to establish the Federal Medical Center, Eastern Obolo, Akwa Ibom State, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Francis Udiok. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 30th of June, 2021, and I invite Honorable Udiok to move that the bill be now read the second time. Honorable Udiok.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, my name is Francis Charles Udiok. I represent the Koraba Saskaran in Eastern Obolo. I'm from Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that a bill for an act to provide for a legal framework to establish Federal Medical Center, Eastern Obolo, Akwa Ibom State, and for other related matters be read the second time. I so move.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Ayokunle Ibrahim Siaka is my name. I speak for and on behalf of the good people of Ifo, Ewekuru Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Ogun State. I rise, Mr. Speaker, to second the bill or the motion ably moved by my honorable colleague. It is apparently on a bill for an act to provide for the legal framework to establish Federal Medical Center at Eastern Obolo in Akwa Ibom State, of course, which is my second home. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, say nay. Ayes have it. Clerk.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to provide for the legal framework to establish Federal Medical Center, Eastern Obolo, Akwa Ibom State, and for related matters. Second reading.
The fourth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act. Sorry, that bill is referred to the Committee on Health Institutions. Fourth order of the day is commencement of debate of the general principle of a bill for an act to establish the North Central Development Commission charged with responsibility, among other things, to receive and manage funds from allocation of the Federation account for the reconstruction and rehabilitation of roads, houses, and other infrastructural damages suffered by the region as a result of the effects of the communal clashes, as well as tackle the ecological problems and other related environmental or developmental challenges in the North Central states, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Simon Muadkwo. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 4th July 2019, and I invite Honorable Simon to move that the bill be read a second time.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, Honorable Simon is indisposed and therefore not on the floor. I will add that we either suspend our rules to enable any member from Plateau State to take the motion, or we step it down for further legislative actions.
Yes. Take it on Thursday. Okay, but Thursday is the last day of this. Okay, I think it's prudent, Chairman, we'll step it down to Thursday. We'll take it on Thursday.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I move the second reading of this bill be stepped down by the leader of the House as well, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, second reading, step down to Thursday. The fifth order of the day is motion on rescission of clauses 10, 27, 28, 29 of the Federal University of Education Kotangora Establishment Bill 2020, pursuant to Order 9, Rule 1 of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives, standing in the name of Honorable Abubakar Hassan Fulata. Honorable Fulata is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I am Abubakar Hassan Fulata. I represent Berniwa, Krika Samaguri Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Jigawa State. Honorable colleagues, the first word, rescission, should be replaced with the word recommittal, and the motion should read as follows. Recommittal of clauses 10, 27, 28, 29 of the Federal University of Education Kotagora Establishment Bill 2020, HB 1136, pursuant to Order 9, Rule 16 of Standing Orders of the House of Representatives. House notes that Federal University of Education Kontagora Establishment Bill 2020 was passed by the House on 25th of March 2021, and the same passed by the Senate on the 18th of December 2019. Also note that Clause 10, which is a transitional provision, carried the marginal note transfer of property and was placed in Part 2 with the heading Central General Fund Transfer of Property, etc. to the university and condition of service of employees. Observes that the bill, as passed, has no savings and transition provision, as the university is established to upgrade the existing Federal College of Education, Kontagora. Aware that the bill was sent to the Director of Legal Services for cleaning, and in the course of cleaning, some observed the absence of key provisions that will strengthen the institution if established. Cognizant of the need for a saving provision to preserve the rights, obligations, and other liabilities of the institution that the bill seeks to transmit. Desirous of the need to address the observations by Legal Services Directorate and make necessary amendments, House resolved to recommit
clauses 10, 27, 28, 29 of Federal University of Education Kotogora Establishment Bill 2020 as passed and recommit same to the Committee of the Whole for reconsideration. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, sir. Allow the speaker to perform the duty.
Okay, sorry about that. Let's see if we can get a seconder to this. Honorable Babangida, can you second, please?
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Babangida Ibrahim. I'm representing Malamfashi Kafur Federal Constituency. I'm from Katsina State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I rise to support the motion as moved by the Chair, Rule and Business. I so support. Thank you.
Thank you. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. The ayes have it. The sixth order of the day is a motion on the need to investigate the encroachment, illegal and illegal structures on federal government infrastructure in Nigeria, standing in the name of Honorable Ibrahim Isiaka. Honorable Isiaka is invited to move the motion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished honorable colleagues.
Yeah, go back to your mic.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished honorable colleagues. I, Okunle Ibrahim Saka is my name. I represent the very good people of Ifo, Eweko Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Ogun State. And I rise, and distinguished honorable colleagues, on a motion on the need to investigate encroachments, illegal structures on federal government infrastructure in Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, if I'm permitted, this title of the motion is not complete because I extended it to those whose government have equally forcefully taken over their properties without a due process. Both sides, Mr. Speaker, sir. The House notes the menace of interloper developers, farmers, land grabbers, hoodlums, destitute, encroaching on the developed or underdeveloped or undeveloped property of government in Nigeria, which has become a worrisome development in the country. Also notes that it is an inalienable fundamental human right of every Nigerian citizen to acquire and own land in any part of Nigeria as stated in Section 43 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, and Section 7 of the Land Use Act of 1978. The House further notes that Section 44 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, states that no movable or immovable either land and development on it can be taken compulsorily in any part of Nigeria except in the manner and for the purpose or purposes prescribed by a law. Aware that all land owned by the federal government in states are being used by the federal ministries, departments, and agencies, and that such lands are administered by the president through the relevant ministers and the state governors. Worried that critical infrastructure of government such as educational institutions, airports, railway, terminals, and tracks, as well as pipelines, training farms, and sundry economic tree plantations are encroached and illegally occupied by individuals and corporate organizations, and quick notices have been issued to the illegal settlers over the years, and this has not been obeyed up to today. The House resolves that mandates the ad hoc committee investigating abandoned federal government properties across the nation to provide a compendium of all, one, illegally encroached federal government abandoned properties across the nation and overseas. Two, compendium on forceful acquisition of all federal government properties by individuals and corporate organizations across the country, overseas, and report back within 6 weeks for legislative actions. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, sir.
Honorable Sarasole, can you second Honorable Shaka's bill? I don't know if the microphones are working. It seems to have gone off.
Ably moved by Isiaka Ibrahim. I so second.
Honorable Isiaka, is there a need to debate this straightforward? It's getting very hot here. We need to. You have what? An amendment. All right, go ahead. What's your amendment? Put on your microphone if it works. I don't know if it's working.
It does one. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Amendment is on the third prayer. That is, equally, the committee should equally investigate all the illegally acquired properties and lands by government agencies in the country and allow them to get justice. Mr. Speaker, that's my amendment, sir.
Any second to the amendment? Honorable Toby, you want to second the amendment?
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Toby Okechukwu and I represent an area of Goji River Federal Constituency from Enugu State. Mr. Speaker, while seconding the amendment, I also want to say that I am seized of the facts of the responsibilities of the existing committee that has to further shoulder the responsibility of this one. I will also advise that there should be an interim report. I am seconding, but I'm just giving a further insight. It's a proper motion, but I believe that there must be an end to every litigation. The previous mandate, we should be getting some interim reports. And having said that, I want to second the motion as the amendment as moved by Isiaka.
Those in favor of the amendment, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Those in favor of the motion as amended, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Yeah. The seventh order of the day is a motion on need to enforce safety regulations in the Nigerian waterways, standing in the name of Honorable Hamisu Ibrahim. Honorable Ibrahim is invited to move the motion. Honorable colleagues, at this point, just read the title of your motion and the prayers. It's getting unbearably hot for everybody here, and that's why members are restless. Very, very hot. And it's not good for health reasons right now under the COVID regulations. So, Honorable Ibrahim, are you here? Point of order. Honorable Dede, what's your point of order?
My name is Honorable Haruna Dederi, representing Kara Logo Federal Constituency. I'm from Kano State, sir. Sir, Order 7 of the rules of this House have given you powers to absolutely control whatever goes on here, to preserve decorum, to preserve the atmosphere within which we should operate. Sir, we are suffocating because the place is extremely hot. In my opinion, sir, we could have a way of either adjourning the business of the day or whatever, or given time so that the air conditioners can be put, in the proper shape, or whatever things are that you can do to save us from this difficult situation in which we live. That is the point I intended to raise.
Well, yes, it's a good point. It's something where I just conferred with the Deputy Speaker now. I think what we'll do is, and that's why I said just read your title, go to your prayers, we'll put the question, no debates, and try and run through this as quickly as we can. Because we have a couple of matters under consideration for the Committee of the Whole, which I think we should just quickly address. I agree with you, Honorable Dedere. It's actually very unbearable. I don't know if we should just go straight to the consideration of reports, or is there anything, maybe we skip the other paper and go straight to consideration of reports. I think that might be the best. We'll take this one. And then we'll go straight to consideration of reports so that we can leave here. Honorable Hamisu.
The Honorable Speaker, my honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Hamisi Ibrahim, member representing Ikarakubo Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. I rise to move a motion on the urgent need to enforce safety regulations in the Nigerian waterways as a result of boat accidents that occur regularly in Nigeria. The House resolved to urge the Federal Ministry of Transportation and its agencies to enforce safety regulations in all waterways in Nigeria. Secondly, mandate the committees of land, waterways, and legislative compliance to ensure implementation. I so move.
Any seconder? Honorable Mansour.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. Mansour Manu Soro is my name. Darazu Ganjua Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion, ably moved by my brother, Honorable Hamis. I so second.
Thank you. Those in... Honorable Sam, you have an amendment?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Samuel Ifeanyi Onu Igbo. I represent the good people of Great Ikuano, Umuahia North, Umuahia South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move an amendment on this motion, recognizing the fact that we have a standing committee on safety and regulations. And for that reason, I would move, Mr. Speaker, that we amend prayer 2 to include mandate the committees on safety standards and regulation, inland waterways, legislative compliance to ensure implementation. I so move.
Honorable Munir Ahmed, do you want to second that amendment, please?
Names are Engineer Ahmed Munir, and I represent the good people of Lair Federal Constituency, and I hereby second the amendment raised by our honorable colleague. Thank you.
Thank you. Those in support of the amendment, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Those in favor of the motion as amended, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Honorable colleagues, permit me, let's indulge ourselves in taking the next motion before we go to the consideration of reports. It's not going to be debated much. It's a utility motion, and it's the first motion by our newest colleague, Honorable Munir Ahmed. So just allow Honorable Munir Ahmed to just go quickly, race through the motion. Unfortunately, your first motion is coming on a day where we're racing through and it's hot, but we'll let you take this before we go to the consideration of reports. Go ahead. So now, let me just go to that. The eighth order of the day is a motion on urgent need to addressing the lingering power outage in Lere Federal Constituency, Kaduna State. Standing in the name of Honorable Ahmed Munir, Honorable Munir is invited to move the motion.
The Right Honorable Speaker, my honorable colleagues of this distinguished assembly, my names are Honorable Ahmed Munir, representing the patriotic citizens of Lere Federal Constituency, and I stand before you with all sense of humility in order that we restore electricity supply back to Lere Federal Constituency, not just to restore the electricity supply, but also to restore hope to the good people of Lere Federal Constituency. So, the urgent need to address the lingering power outage in Lere Federal Constituency, Kaduna State. The House notes that Lere Federal Constituency, with a population of over 500,000 inhabitants, had not had electricity supply for the past 22 months, a development that is negatively impacting on the socio-economic activities in the constituency. Also notes that the people of Lere Federal Constituency are one of the largest producers of maize, rice, and sugar cane in West Africa, hence attracting traders from Niger, Burkina Faso, Chad, and Cameroon, with secondary markets further extending into North, Central, and East Africa.
Yes.
Aware that Lere Federal Constituency, which is under the Kaduna Electricity Distribution Company franchise, used to enjoy its electricity supply from Jos Electricity Distribution Company. Also aware that the lack of electricity is as a result of a faulty energy meter, which has led to discrepancy in the actual amount that Kaduna Electricity Distribution Company is expected to remit to the JEDC, and until the situation is resolved, the people of Lere will continue to be in perpetual darkness. Concerned that the lack of power supply is frustrating economic activities in the area and discouraging establishment of new businesses, thus causing the people untold hardship, resulting in youth employment, a development that is fueling insecurity in the constituency and beyond. Worried that the lack of power supply in the area has given rise to high infant and maternal mortality, as hospitals are unable to sustain the use of generating sets due to high cost of fuel to power them. Thus, midwives are forced to use torchlights to assist expectant mothers during delivery. Cognizant that the situation is compromising the hygiene and sanitation of facilities and hospitals, thus leaving patients at risk of contracting other diseases. Resolves to urge the Federal Ministry of Power to mediate between the Kaduna Electricity Distribution Company and the Jos Electricity Distribution Company to sort out the lingering issues with the view to restoring electricity supply to Lere Federal Constituency. Mandate the Committee on Power to include the design, supply, and construction of a 130-kilometer length, 132 kV transmission line with a 2x60 MVA substation in Lere Federal Constituency in the 2022 Appropriation Bill. Also mandate the Committee on Legislative Compliance to ensure compliance. Mr. Speaker, I so move. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Ahmed Munir. It's a utility motion that will not be subjected to debate. Honorable Bichi, please second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Abokar Bichi. member representing Bichi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Kano State. I rise to second the motion heavily moved by my colleague, my brother, Honorable Munir Ahmed. Mr. Speaker, I so second.
All right, those in support of the motion on lingering power outage in Lere Federal Constituency as moved by Honorable Ahmed Munir, seconded by Honorable Abubakar Bichi, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. So we go straight to consideration of reports. The 10th order of the day is consideration of a report for an act to provide for the establishment of a specialized national dermatology hospital in Garkide Management Board for the hospital, provide dermatological treatment, research and training, and for related matters. Honorable members recall that the bill was committed to the Committee of the Whole on Tuesday, 13th July 2021. Leader will now move for its consideration. Are we stepping that down? Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, the leader is not on the floor. I move that the consideration of this report be stepped down by the leader of the House. I so move, Mrs.
Huh?
Oh, okay.
Okay, you want to move for his consideration? All right. I think the DS wants to work under this heat today.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I am Abubakar Fulata. I represent Berniwa Krika Sama Guri Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Jigawa State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, a bill, I move that the House do consider the report of a bill for an act to provide for establishment of a specialized National Dermatology Hospital Galkida Management Board for the hospital to provide dermatological treatment, research and training, and for related matters. HB 1382. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Chairman Walks, please second. Chairman Walks, please second.
Oh, sir, my name is Honorable Abubakar Bichi, member representing Bichi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion heavily moved by my colleagues.
Which motion?
The what? Order of the day, sir.
Order of the day?
10th order of the day, sir. Yes. Yeah, 10th order of the day, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. The 11th order of the day is consideration of a bill for an act to establish the National Agricultural Development Fund to provide funds for agricultural development and for related matters. Honorable members recall that the bill was committed to the Committee of the Whole on Wednesday, 6th October 2021. Leader will move for its consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I am Abubakar Fulata. I represent Berniwa Krika Sama Guri Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Jigawa State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I move that the House do consider a report on a bill for an act to establish the National Agricultural Development Fund to provide funds for agricultural development and for related matters. HB 1319. I so move.
Honorable Abubakar Bichi, please second.
Honorable Abubakar Bichi, I rise to second the motion heavily moved by the Honorable Fulata. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. 12th order of the day is consideration of a bill for an act to establish the Southeast Development Commission charged with the responsibility, among others, to receive and manage funds from the allocation of the Federation account, including donations and gifts, the reconstruction and rehabilitation of roads, houses, and other infrastructural damages suffered by the region and the need to tackle the ecological problems and any other related environmental or developmental challenges and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the bill was committed to the Committee of the Whole on Tuesday, 14th July 2020. Honorable Kiruka Onyediocha, still on duty, will move for the consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues. May I move that a bill for an act to establish. My name is Kiruka Onyediocha. I represent the good people of Isukwatu Muloj Federal.
The last time I came to your constituency, I saw a big, massive billboard with your picture on it. It says, still on duty.
Yes, sir.
It was during campaign. So were you trying to tell your opponents that you are still on duty?
I'm still on duty.
Yes, I saw it. It was a very nice billboard.
Yes, sir. I'm still on duty and you are still on duty too.
Thank you.
Kiruka Onyediocha, member representing Isukwatu Muloj Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, may I move that a bill for an act to establish the Southeast Development Commission to serve as a catalyst to develop the commercial potentials of the Southeast, receive and manage funds from allocation of the Federation for the rehabilitation, reconstruction, and reparation for houses and lost businesses of victims of the Civil War, and address any other environmental or developmental challenges, and for related matters, and approve the recommendation therein. I so move.
Can we get somebody who's not from the Southeast to support this on the develop or establishment of the Southeast Development Corporation? Chairman, Police. Put on your mic so we hear your name.
My name, I represent the people of Akko Federal Constituency. I'm from Gombe State. I rise to second the bill that the Southeast Commission be established. I so second. Thank you.
For consideration. Very good. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. 12th order of the day is consideration of report of the Committee on Justice on a bill for an act to establish the Southwest Development Commission, charged with responsibility, among others, to receive and manage funds from allocation of the Federation account, including donations and gifts for the reconstruction and rehabilitation of roads, houses, and other infrastructural damages suffered by the region, and the need to tackle the ecological problems and any other related matters or developmental challenges in the Southwest. And for related matters, honorable members will recall that the report was laid on Thursday, 25th of March, 2021. Honorable Ozurigbo Ugona will remove for the consideration. I know Honorable Ozurigbo is not here, is out of the country at the moment. Honorable Kuye. Honorable Fakeye.
Femi Fakeye from the state of Osun. This morning when I saw this item listed, I contacted the chairman for justice and he wrote me an SMS back that he was abroad and that he had told Honorable Kuye to stand in for him and make this presentation. So I don't know where Honorable Kuye is.
So you just go ahead and move for the consideration. Honorable Kuye is not on the floor.
One more time, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Femi Fakeye from Ifedayo, Bodwadro, United Federal Constituency of Osun State. I move that the House do consider the report of the Committee on Justice on a bill for an act to establish Southwest Development Commission charged with responsibility, among others, to receive and manage funds from allocation of the Federation account, including donations and gifts, the reconstruction and rehabilitation of roads, houses and other infrastructural damages suffered by the region, and the need to tackle the ecological problems and any other related environmental and developmental challenges in the Southwest states, and for related matters, and approve the recommendation therein. I so move.
Honorable Ruru.
Mr. Speaker, my name is Kabir Alasarurum. I represent Children of Bunku, the Tibet Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, my respected colleagues, I am from Kano. I rise to support the motion ably moved by my brother and friend and the elder statesman, Honorable Pake. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. 14th order of the day is consideration of the report of the Committee on Defense on a bill for an act to provide special financial support, training, and modern security equipment for the revamping of the Nigerian Armed Forces and for related matters. Honorable members, recall that the report was laid on Tuesday, 12th October 2021. Honorable Babajimi Benson will move for its consideration. Honorable Benson is not around? Okay, can you step down, please? Oh, we couldn't see him. He was even standing, but we couldn't see him. Honorable Benson.
Sorry. Bashorun, no. Bashofin of Yoruba land, the Agba King of Ekpe land, the incoming Ikemba of where? I rise to move a motion that the House do consider the report of the Committee on Defense on a bill for an act to provide special financial support, training, and modern security equipment for the revamping of the Nigerian Armed Forces and for related matters be considered for consideration today, sir. I so move, sir.
Mathematician.
I am Amina Ashurmani, representing Bindamani. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Katsina State. I rise to second the motion heavily moved by my chairman, House Committee on Defense, Okakuru Obsapele, and I so second. Thank you.
Thank you. Moved by Honorable Babajimi Benson, supported by Honorable Mani. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. 15th order of the day is considering a report of the committees on the anti-corruption and commerce on a bill for an act to establish the Chartered Institute of Forensic and Certified Fraud Examiners of Nigeria to provide for the regulation and control of its membership and promote the practice of forensics and fraud examiners in Nigeria and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the report was laid on Wednesday, 14th July 2021. Honorable Shehu Nicholas Garba will move for its consideration. Agos, you're moving for him?
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I am Dachu Musa Bagos, representing the good, great people of Jos South, Jos East Federal Constituency, standing as a member of the Anti-Corruption Committee for Honorable Nicholas Garba Shehu. That the House do consider the report of the Committee on Anti-Corruption and Commerce on a bill for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Forensics and Certified Fraud Examiners of Nigeria to provide for the regulations and control of its membership and promote the practice of forensic and fraud examiners in Nigeria and for related matters. I so move.
Honorable Nolly, please second.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Nolimun Naji. I represent in Kano East West Federal Constituency. I'm from Enugu State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion that the House do consider the report of the Committee on Defense on a bill for an act to provide special financial support, training and modern security equipment for the recovery of the Nigerian Armed Forces. I rise to second that the House do consider the report of the Committee on Anti-Corruption and Commerce on a bill for an act to establish Chartered Institute for Forensic and Certified Fraud Examiners of Nigeria to provide for the regulation and control of its membership and promote the practice of forensic and fraud examiners in Nigeria and for related matters, and approve for recovery.
Is it not seconded? Yeah. He was seconded in full. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Clerk, please can you make sure that the AC in here is working tomorrow? We have to begin the debate of the budget. We cannot do it under this condition. It's very, very important, very imperative that this is working tomorrow. Yes. Sorry, what did you say, Honorable Toby?
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, Toby Okechukwu is my name. I represent an area of Woji River Federal Constituency from Enugu State. Mr. Speaker, you calmly alluded to the inclement weather environment here and give instruction that should be done. I also want to make mention that we also challenged infrastructurally here. The other time, we were fairly embarrassed that the roofs were leaking. And we would expect that the landlords and the owners of the structure, which is the FCT, would take appropriate action to make sure that we stay in a very clement environment to do our business. Because essentially, most of the time, Nigerians misread the occupant to be the person responsible for the structure. So if you look around, you find out that this structure is heavily challenged, apart from the cooling system. So I think, other than that, in addition to that, appropriate action should be taken by the FCT administration to make adequate repairs and maintain the structure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Clerk. Please write a formal letter to the PAMSEC enumerating these issues. This building belongs not to the National Assembly but to the FCT, and make it conducive for us. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Leader, please move that the House resolve to the Committee of the Whole.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I am Abubakar Samfulata. I represent Premier Krika Samaguri Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Jigawa State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I move that the House do resolve into Committee of the Whole to consider reports. I so move.
Honorable Rurum.
I represent Rano Bunko, the Kebe Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, my distinguished colleagues, I am from Kano. I rise to second the motion, ably moved by the Chairman, Rules and Business, Honorable Plata. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
All right. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. The House hereby resolves the Committee of the Whole.
Respected colleagues, the first bill to be considered is for an act to provide for the establishment of specialized National Dermatology Hospital, Garkida, Management Board for the Management Board for the hospital provide the dermatology treatment, research and training, and for related matters. And I invite the leader to give the synopsis. I do not think we require this. Do we? Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues.
I want to beg of you that
this bill
in writing this literature, if you
is a
go to
Senate
the-
bill seeking our concurrence.
It's not correct. It's not coherent.
It's essentially seeking to strengthen our health institutions. You may recall that dermatology and institutions that are related to it are very scarce in Nigeria. So I call on honorable colleagues to concur with this Senate bill to strengthen our health institutions. Mr. Chairman, I so submit. I don't know. The Chairman rules, you will have to help us. The title, I think, I don't know. Something is wrong with the title. My own understanding of simple language. Long title. A bill for an act to provide for a specialized national dermatology hospital, Karikida Management Board, for the hospital, for the purpose, yeah, I think that it needs to be, yeah. Thank you. I agree there is a problem with the title. That's a problem with the title. Yeah. Thank you. Clause 1. Got it. 2. Got it. 3. 4. 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, the schedules. Explanatory memorandum. Long title. There has to be an amendment. That's one. If you say carry, we'll carry. But I can assure you the bill will be returned because of that long title. That's what I say. It will be returned.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker. I stand, Mr. Chairman, I stand to move for an amendment. The long title was wrong. I think it's an act to provide for the amendment of the Specialized Hospitals Management Committee to provide for the establishment of dermatology hospital in Garkida. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I am Yusuf Buba Yakub. I represent Gombe Home Federal Constituency from Adamawa State. I rise to second the amendment moved by Honorable Michelle. I so second.
Those in favor of the amendment say aye. Against say nay. The ayes have it. Long title as amended. Thank you. Respected colleagues, the next bill to be considered, second bill to be considered is for an act to establish a National Agriculture Department Fund to provide funds for the agricultural development and affiliate matters. And now invite later to give the synopsis.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I am Abubakar Hassan Fulata. I represent Brunio Krika Sama Guri Federal Constituency. Mr. Chairman, I'm from Jigawa State. Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues, this bill is also a Senate bill seeking our concurrence. It's a bill seeking to, in line with federal government's agricultural policy on food security, and also making agriculture one of the major sources of foreign exchange. The bill is seeking to establish a trust fund for agriculture so that farmers can access those funds and then carry on with their activities. So I urge all our colleagues to support the concurrence to this bill. I so submit, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I still want us to work on the long title. It can be improved of this particular bill too. Maybe we can delete just proposal to enact to establish the National Agricultural Development Funds for agricultural fund for agricultural development and related matters. I think we can do better. Thank you. Clause 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Explanatory memoranda. Long title. Okay, schedules. Explanatory memoranda. Long title. No, I still believe we can do better. A bill for an act to establish the National Agricultural Fund for Agricultural Development Fund and related matters, and for related matters. Here is, I think, is much better from the title. Carried?
But that's what it's supposed to be. And I call the attention of our colleagues from the onset. They can do the cleanup from here. Thank you. Tautology. Oboga, is she here? The third bill to be considered for an act to establish the Southeast Development Commission charged with responsibility of, among others, to receive and manage funds from allocation of the Federation account, including donations and gifts, the restructuring and rehabilitation of roads, houses, and infrastructure damages suffered by the region, and the need to tackle ecological problems and for related matters, and other related environmental development challenges and for related matters. And I invite Honorable Kirka to give the synopsis of the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Chairman, Honorable colleagues, I am Iruka Onye George. I represent the good people of Isukwatu Mulu, Federal Constituency. I'm from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, this is a very straightforward piece of legislation. What it's seeking is to establish Southeast Development Commission to serve as a catalyst to develop the commercial potentials of the Southeast, receive and manage funds from allocation of the Federation for the rehabilitation, reconstruction, and reparation for houses and lost businesses of victims of the Civil War, and address any other environmental or developmental challenges and other related matters. Mr. Chairman, what we are seeking is for this House to approve that there shall be a Southeast Development Commission that will serve the people of Southeast to be able to harness the resources accrued to Southeast in order to bring us to the level of development that we all seek to have. And so that's the support we are seeking for this afternoon.
Close 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, close 21, close 22, close 23, close 20. 27, close 28. Explanatory memoranda, the schedule. Explanatory memoranda, long title. Respected colleagues, the fourth bill to be considered is for an act to establish the Southwest Development Commission charged with responsibility, among others, to receive and manage funds from the allocation of the Federation account, including donations and gifts for restructuring and rehabilitation of roads, houses, and other infrastructure damages suffered by the region, and need to tackle the ecological problems and political matters, related environmental or developmental challenges in the Southwest and political matters. And I invite Honorable Oguna to give the synopsis of the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable Oguna is not here. I think I'm going to stand in for him by your leave and the leave of the House. Again, my name is Femi Fake. I'm from Osun. So I stand to move that this House do consider the report of the Committee on Justice on a bill for an act to establish the Southwest Development Commission, charged with the responsibility, among others, to receive and manage funds from allocation of the Federation account, including donations and gifts for the reconstruction and rehabilitation of roads, houses, and other infrastructural damages suffered by the region, and the need to tackle the ecological problems and any other related environmental or developmental challenges in the Southwest, and for related matters. Mr. Chairman, I feel honored to stand here and present to you and the entire House this condensed bill for your consideration. It's well digested. I think the basic point I want to put across is that, yes, we might argue that all of the country is in one need or the other, but that of the Southwest is amplified, because I can tell you that roads that were constructed.
My leader, you are debating the bill. At this level, what you are expected to give us is the synopsis of the bill.
Okay, I stand corrected, and thank you. So,
thank you.
I so move.
Thank you. Clause 1. Clause 2. Clause 3, 4, 5. Six. Seven. 8. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 24, 25, 26, 28, 31, Clause 33. Explanatory memoranda. The schedules? Where are the schedules? Okay, the schedules. Long title. The Special Colleague, the sixth bill to consider is for an act to establish the Chartered Institute. The fifth bill to consider is for an act to provide special financial support, training, and modern security equipment for the revamping of the Nigerian Armed Forces and for related matter. And I invite Honorable Jimmy Benson to give the synopsis of the bill.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I wish I knew your traditional title. I would have also spelled it out. I rise. My name is Baba Jimmy Benson. I represent the very good people of the Ikorodu Federal Constituency, sir. Grand Command. Thank you very much, Chairman. Grand Commander of the masses.
Of the masses.
I rise to crave the indulgence of the House to kindly consider a bill for an act to provide special financial support for revamping of the Armed Forces of Nigeria with the provision of regular training for Armed Forces personnel and the provision of modern security and defense equipment and other related matters. The title of the bill, sir, is the Armed Forces of Nigeria Trust Fund, Establishment Bill 2021. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
It's not motion. So
Oh, okay.
They distracted you. So
I so submit.
Close 1, close 2, close 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, close 18, close 19, close 20, 21, close 22, close 3, explanatory memoranda. The Special Colleagues, the sixth bill to be considered is for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Forensic and Certified Fraud Examiners of Nigeria to provide for regulation and control of its membership and promote the practice of forensic and fraud examiners in Nigeria and related matters. I now invite Honorable Shehu Nicholas Garba to give the sense for the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I'm Dachum Bagos, standing in for Honorable Garba Shehu as a member of the Anti-Corruption Committee. Rise to submit that the House do consider the report of the Committee on Anti-Corruption and Commerce on the bill for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Commerce of Forensic and Certified Fraud Examiners of Nigeria to provide for the regulation and control of its membership and promote the practice of forensic and fraud examiners in Nigeria and for related matters. I so submit, Mr. Speaker.
Bagos, you should go for tutorial small. I think that shows that chairman rules. Please, I beg of you, whenever we are having members' bill to be considered, alert them so that they can get prepared. It's a sign that there's no synergy. I want to beg for that. We're under camera and people are watching us, so it's important that we correct that anomaly. Clause 1. Clause 2. Clause 3. 4. Clause 5. Clause 6. 7. Clause 8. Clause 11. 12. 13. 14. 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, Lesson 3. Yes, sir. Okay. Schedules. The long title. Explanatory memoranda. The long title. Leader, move that will revert to plenary to report progress.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, my colleagues. I'm Peter Akwati-Singh. I move that this committee of the whole do revert to plenary to report progress. I so move.
Okay. Honorable Chairman, honorable members, my name is Mohamed Tahir Monguno. I represent Marte Monguno, Ganze Federal Constituency of Borno State. I second the motion that the House do revert to plenary report progress.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. The ayes have it. House is hereby to revert to plenary to report progress. Respected colleagues, the House and the Committee of the Whole considered the report on the bill for an act to provide for the Specialized National Dermatology Hospital, Garkida Management Board for dermatology treatment, research, training, and follow matters, and approved clauses 1 to 20, the schedule, the long title as amended, and explanatory memorandum of the report. Respected colleagues, the House and the Committee of the Whole considered the report on the bill for an act to establish the National Agricultural Development Fund for agricultural development and related matters, and approved clauses 1 to 25, and the schedule, the long title of the as amended, and the explanatory memoranda of the report. Respected colleagues, the House and the Committee of the Whole considered the report on the bill for an act to establish the Southeast Development Commission to serve as a catalyst to development and development the commercial potentials of the Southeast, received and managed from allocations of the Federation for the rehabilitation, reconstruction, and reparation for houses and loss of businesses of victims of the Civil War, and address any other environmental challenge and for this matter approved clauses 1 to 30, the schedule, the long title, and the explanatory memoranda of the report. Respected colleagues, the House in the Committee of the Whole considered the report on the Committee on Justice on a bill for an act to establish the Southwest Development Commission, charged with responsibility, among other things, receive and manage funds from the allocation of the Federation account, including donations, gifts, the reconstruction and rehabilitation of roads, houses, and other infrastructure damages suffered by the region, and the need to tackle ecological problems and any other related environmental or development challenges in the Southwest states, and for related matters, approved clauses 133, the schedule, the long title, and the explanatory memoranda of the report. Respected colleagues, the House and the Committee of the Whole considered the report on the Committee on Defense on a bill for an act to provide for special financial support, training, and modern security equipment for revamping of the Nigerian Armed Forces and for related matters, and approved clauses 1 to 23, the long title, the explanatory memoranda of the report. Respected colleagues, the House and the Committee of the Whole considered the report on the Committee on Anti-Corruption and Commerce on a bill for an act to provide the Chartered Institute of Forensic and Certified Fraud Examiners of Nigeria to provide for the regulation and control of membership and promote the practice of forensic and fraud exams in Nigeria and for related matters, approved clauses 123, the scheduled long title, and the explanatory memoranda of the report. Leader, move for the adoption of the report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, I am Comrade Peter Akwati-Singh, representing Akoko, the Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I move that the reports of the committees as reported by the Speaker be adopted. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I second the motion that the House do adopt the report of the Committee of the Whole.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader, move for the adjournment of the House tomorrow, 11 a.m.
Mr. Speaker and my dear colleagues, I move that the House do adjourn to tomorrow by 11 o'clock. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Whip.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I second the motion that the House do adjourn to tomorrow by 11 a.m. I so second.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. The ayes have it. House will serve adjourned to tomorrow, 11 a.m.